We don't need to know every single step that's ahead of us. You don't have to see every single thing that's going to happen and understand what will you do when you get there. Because sometimes, like right now, for example, it's enough to just move in the direction that you feel called to move in. That's enough. That you don't need to know exactly where it leads or where you're going to end up or how you're going to get there. Sometimes just knowing in your heart, just feeling the connection, that's plenty. That's all you need. Now, I know you made a really big decision in your life recently. And I know that it might sound kind of strange, my claiming that to you. But the truth is, I know that about you because you and I are the same. And we're going through this together. That's why we've been brought together in this moment, because we're aligned in this journey. Though we may look different, the steps we take in life and where we end up is certainly different and differs. Right now in this moment, you and I have something in common. We are in the process of defining our destiny. Not that it's time for us to get really controlling about it, but that our destiny is beginning to be calling us toward it, isn't it? That you can feel it. It's getting clearer and clearer. Your sense about it is an understanding that you're starting to have. And even though our idea and understanding of it may change, we do know what we need to do right now in this moment. We need to move forward in the direction we are called. We need to move forward in the direction we're called and know that that is enough right now. That the part of you that is worried and concerned about how you're going to get there, how it's going to happen, are you going to be okay on the other side? It's enough to just know in your heart that it's time to move in that direction. Just move in that direction. Because the truth is that once you get that movement going, once you get that momentum happening, everything else clarifies. It does. The people start showing up that you need to be interacting with, the synchronicities start happening, things start aligning, just because you are moving in that direction. It's when we refuse to move in a direction because we're too afraid of how it's going to work out that we actually cement ourselves in this resistant situation and block ourselves off from all the abundance from the universe, from source, from God, that is trying to get to us and reach us in our lives. And you know that that is the case. That there is a plethora of abundance and it's just waiting to get to you. I know you feel that to be true in your heart. This isn't the first time you're hearing something like this because you hear it within yourself all the time. So we hear it within ourselves that we are loved, that we are supported, that we are successful, that we are abundant. But that causes a certain part of us to be afraid. Sorry, I keep moving this. It's just the sun gets pretty bright in these eyes of mine. It can be that way sometimes. My future's so bright, I need shades. Everyone's heard that one before, Nathan. You really don't have to worry. That's what I wanted to share with you today. And neither do I. Neither of us need to worry. Nobody does. Because we are supported. We are taken care of. And even though we wonder sometimes, where is that support? The truth is that it shows up for us once we finally take a step in the direction of truth. What truth? Our truth. Who we are. What is calling us. Our path. Because there's nothing that I could say to you about who you are and what direction you should be walking. Because you came here to experience your journey. And that is the case for all of us. There is no one way or one path that everybody should force fit themselves into. Instead, simply move in the direction that you know in your heart is your direction. And you do know. The part of you that's confused, you're only confused because you're not moving. Just take a step, just move. Allow the energy. Start that walk in the direction of what you feel calling you. Because once you start, that's when the synchronicity shows up. That's when the support comes. That's when the abundance starts coming in to support your journey. But you have to be walking that path. You have to be on that journey. That means it's time to stop sitting and waiting and believing that tomorrow is going to be a better time to do this, or next month, or next year, or once I finally work this out, then I can move in the direction of who I really am. No, no, no. Once you start moving in the direction of who you really are, that's when things work themselves out. That's when everything that you're looking for shows up, because you are supported by the universe. But guess what? You are supported by the universe. That means you have to be you to receive that support. Do you see this? Now, I know this sounds just like wordplay, but this is energetically pure. Feel it right now in this moment. I think you are. You have to be you. And that means if who you are right now is calling you in this direction, you gotta stop resisting it, dude. You gotta stop holding yourself back. You gotta go that way. That's where everything will come and work out for you. You have to start the journey, because the journey's yours. It's what you came here for. You hear people say this. You hear people say this all of the time. I know you do. It's not the destination, it's the journey, right? It's the journey, not the destination. Now, I want to tell you, let me get this lighting better. I'm a pro photographer, if you guys can't tell. I'm for hire. I just want to tell you that once you're walking this path, there is so much beauty that unleashes. And all the pain and the resistance that we experience in our life, and all the toxic challenges and situations that come up and seem to hold us down and hold us back, this is all happening because we aren't allowing ourselves to flow with the source that we are. Now realize, again, we came here for the journey, not the destination. I've achieved certain things in my life that I set out for to achieve. And once I achieved them, the most comical thing, and I'm being super genuine with you about this, I was thrilled to have achieved the things that were on the top of my list for my goals. I was really thrilled. I'm not gonna lie and say, oh, it wasn't fulfilling. I was pumped. I was lit for like 2 to 3 weeks straight, just high on that success that I worked years to achieve for myself. But the truth is that what became abundantly clear to me in that space, part of why I was so high and feeling so pumped about it, was because I could see so clearly how my entire life has been so blessed and so beautiful. All the challenges, even the fears that I was experiencing, all the things that didn't go the way I wanted them to, those years of me walking towards achieving those things, that was the best part of it. That was the best part. So I'm not going to tell you that if you start walking in the direction of who you really are, that everything's just going to be easy, that everything's going to go exactly the way you want it to go in your mind. No, I'm not going to promise that to you, because honestly, if it's anything like my journey, there's probably going to be some obstacles. But guess what? I love those obstacles now, because I can see, because I've been listening to my heart long enough now and trusting and moving in the direction my source calls me, I can see now that every single one of these obstacles are actually opportunities. These obstacles that show up on our path are not something that is telling you you're doing something wrong. They're opportunities to discover more about who we are. And every obstacle we come to, those are the biggest gifts on the path. I promise you. Because I felt it, I've seen it. And I don't think that you would be here if you and I didn't resonate and align with this. How else? Why else would you be here listening to this right now, feeling the resonance of it? Those obstacles are the most exciting part of our lives. And when we come to an obstacle and we get upset about it, that is the resistance we feel. Because our perspective on the obstacle of thinking that things aren't going the way we want them to, that perspective isn't aligned with our soul. It's not aligned with our source. It's not who we really are's perspective on it. Who you really are knows that what you're experiencing right now, you want to be experiencing that more than anything, that you are choosing this, that this is your path, your journey, and it's beautiful. So the pain that we experience, the suffering we experience, isn't from things not going the way we want them to go. That's not why we suffer. We're suffering in our lives and experiencing this resistance and these issues and these fears because we don't realize that what's happening right now in this moment is what you came here for. And if it ever wasn't, and you really, on a soul level, on a source God level of who you really are, didn't want to be here, literally that fast, that easy. Seriously. Do you really doubt that who you are is that powerful? Do you really doubt the power of the universe and God that much? No, the fact that you're here says everything that I need to know about you, in my personal opinion. It tells me that you have a very special destiny, that you have a beautiful path, that you are part of this beautiful experience here in the earth reality, and that you matter, that you're worthy. And if you weren't worthy, you wouldn't exist, because Source, God, doesn't make mistakes. So you may have things that you dislike about yourself. Maybe it's your looks, maybe it's your voice, maybe it's a certain situation in your life, maybe it's a certain this, a certain that. And you might say, oh, really? I chose this? Why would I choose to experience this or to have people treat me this way? Right now in this moment, if you open your heart and you open yourself up to life and you move toward appreciating it and allowing yourself to go through this journey, because the truth is I came into this life with different things to my character than you did. For example, we probably look a little bit different, at least a little bit, right? If we're doppelgangers and we're twins, hit me up, let me know, because I think that stuff's cool. I bumped into a few of me before. Very cool. But what I'm trying to say is that I know, I get it. I've got different challenges and things going on in my life than you do. I get it. But sometimes it's so easy to look around and judge ourselves and judge others and judge our reality, wanting what this person has, not wanting what we have, trying desperately to change our situation and follow in the footsteps of people who appear to be really succeeding. But the truth is that people who are really succeeding aren't following someone else's footsteps. They are walking in their footsteps. And I'm not talking about financial success or success in a business or success this and that. That's part of it, but the success I'm talking about is somebody who is enlightened to their true selves, somebody who is aligned with their source, somebody who has unlocked and realized actual freedom and abundance in this life, who has realized the kind of light that is eternal. That's true wealth. Your riches are that you are immortal, eternal, that you are a being of pure divine light and love. But on the human level, every time you choose to be upset about the way things are in your life, you are not aligned with your source's perspective on that. That's why it feels icky. That's why it feels panicky or upsetting. It's not because of what's happening. It's because of you not seeing it the way who you really are sees it. You're resisting the truth. What is the truth, you might ask? You are the truth. You are the answer to all questions. You are the solution to any problem in your life, I promise you. You are that special. You are that great. Why else would I show up 3 days every single week for the last 4 years, absolutely dedicated to reminding you how special you are? Because it's the truth. Because I know how valuable and worthy you are. And if just you, literally just you, the person I'm talking to right now, wake up and realize how amazing you are and realize how amazing it is that you exist, that you realize you don't need to keep fighting to win the lottery. You've already won the lottery. You exist. You're here. You won. Enjoy your winnings. Because the truth is, you're going to die one day. I promise you that. On the human level, you will die. Who you really are will keep going. And you will remember and you will realize that. That I know for sure. But what I want you to know is that on the human level, you will die. And so will I, and so will everybody else. And that's never going to end because it's part of what we come here to experience on purpose. So do you think if you suffer through your entire life, you win some kind of reward at the end? Think about it. What is the point in suffering through what you're going through right now or at any time in your life? There is no point. There's no point in suffering and resisting. Not at all. Understand that happiness, enjoying your life, that's just a choice you make right now. A lot of people say, I'll enjoy my life when my finances look like this. I'll finally enjoy my life when I finally have this romantic partner. I'll enjoy my life when I finally get this or achieve that. But honestly, take a really clear look and see with me right now. That doesn't make sense. Why not just say, I'll be happy right now. I'll feel joy right now. And I'm not telling you not to move towards success in your life on the human level. No, I'm moving towards unfathomable success. I promise you that. What I am saying is, why wait to enjoy life until the end of that journey? Why not enjoy the process? Why not feel joy right now on your way to achieving these things? Why not realize you don't need anything to change in your life to be happy? You just need to get out of your own way and say, okay, I'll be happy now. Okay, I'm gonna feel into my soul and realize I'm here on purpose to be this person, to go through what I'm going through right now. So why wouldn't I open my arms and love this current challenge I'm facing? Why wouldn't I? It doesn't make sense. And if anything, I hope that I have helped to remind you, because there's nothing that I could tell you in any of my videos that you don't already know. I'm here just to remind you of what you already know. That's it. That's all I can do. It's the best I've got for you. Best I can do is hold up a mirror and hope that you see how amazing you are. But if you're going to take anything away from this video, take away this. Big changes are happening. Big shifts are happening. New decisions in your life are being made. You are shaping and defining the path of your destiny. Every moment you define your destiny, it becomes clearer and clearer. And the more joy you allow yourself to feel right now in this moment, the more you do that, the better your destiny gets. Because I promise you, every step you walk on your journey is creating that destiny. And the energy behind each of those steps is what's most important. Because if every step you take out of anger and suffering, then I promise you your destination is a house built out of anger and suffering. Don't build your house out of resistance. Build your house out of love. That's the house you deserve to live in. You deserve that. I promise you, you do. No matter what mistakes you may have made in your life or things you may feel guilty or regret, I promise you that you deserve it. And if you open your heart and you live in joy, you will make up for certain mistakes and things that you've made in your life. You will hold a light that is so special and so healing and so valuable to everyone around you. So stop feeling like you're not good enough to move toward the life that is of who you really are. Because who you really are, that source, that soul, that God, totally forgives you and has never judged you, not even once. You can do this. You are ready for what is calling you in your heart. You are ready. You are more than ready. The time is now. You can do this, and I know that you will. And I cannot wait to see who you allow yourself to become in this life. Because someone like you makes a much bigger difference than you might think. Thanks. Much love to you, and I hope to see you for the next Vibes and Frequencies video. Thanks.